Hello everyone, today's GFG POTD is minimum distance between two numbers. Now in this question, they have given you one array and two distinct elements x and y, and you have to find the minimum index based distance. Now what does this mean? This means that distance should be measured through indexes. Like if one index is I and other it is j, then their distance is absolute difference of I minus j. So you have to find that, and that should be minimum. Okay, so let's understand this question a little bit in detail. So you have been given array, two values x and y. Let's say and also it is not mandatory that x comes only once or twice. It can come anytime, and similar is the case with y. And they have also mentioned that return -1 when either of x or y doesn't exist. Obviously, if any one of them does not exist, then we cannot find the distance, because we have to find, eventually we have to find the distance between them. So this thing is done. So how to find it? Let's just understand in some detailed way. Let's say some x, and I'll put underscore to some other values other than x and y, and let's just assume this as an array. So whenever we encountered an x element, so what we will find that earlier, starting from 0 earlier, which is the most recent index where y has occurred. And similar is the case with y. If I encountered any y, so I need to find most recent index where x has occurred. So this approach, I'm going with this approach, and this approach works fine. And how to do this? First of all, I need to see that whether any of the x or y element has occurred or not. So I'll initialize index underscore x with -1 and index underscore y with -1, 2. This signifies that in the starting there is no x or y element encountered. Now we are starting to iterate our loop, and then whenever we encountered any x or y, we'll update the index underscore x or y accordingly. Why? Because we want to find the most recent x or y. And if I find x, so I'll go behind and see what is the most recent index of y, and similarly is the case vice versa. If I find y, so I'll find x, most recent x. So what I need to do is just check if a of I equals to x. If it is equals to x, then I need to update the index of x to I. Else a of I equals to y. If it is y, then I need to update the index y to I. Make sure this condition, only one of these conditions will happen, because they have said that they had given you two distinct elements, and two distinct elements cannot be same element at same index. So yeah, now after this I need to update one distance variable, which I'll declare. I should have declared earlier. I'll declare it afterwards. Distance and apps of x minus y. Sorry, index of x minus y minus index of y. Now let's understand a bit more. I'll initialize distance with integer of max. Now this will store some maximum value which is more than 10 power 9. So and at every index it will update. Let's say at some index where neither of x neither of y had occurred, so it will find most recent x and most recent y, and it will update accordingly. And whenever it finds the minimum of the earlier ones, it will update. So what does distance store? Distance will store some minimum value which is occurring between two indexes of x and y, and eventually we will find this answer in distance itself, and we have to return distance as an answer. We'll find that this will run Oh, we are missing one condition here. They have separately mentioned here that we have to return -1 if either of x or not, x or y. So if we find, and also we are missing one more thing actually. We do not need to update this distance variable every time. Uh, you should have known, and I should have also done this. If index of x not equals to -1, and at the same time index of y should also not be equal to -1. If they both are not -1, then only we can find this. At least one of both of them should have come at least once in the array. Now, before returning the answer that is distance, you have to check once whether our distance modified or not. If it is similar to int max, that means it has not modified. That means any integer x or y is not present, or even both of them are not present at the same time. So we have to return -1 in this case. Let's just see whether it is compiling or not. More time than usual. Come on. Yeah, it is running. Let me give it a run or submit. Yeah, it is submitting. Do like and subscribe the channel. Thank you.